Laurențiu Ungureanu, Hot News Romania, Secretary General. 9 years ago, at the summit in Warsaw, the alliance officially recognized that hybrid threats and information warfare pose real challenges to member security. With rising hybrid attacks, including manipulation campaigns, especially on NATO eastern flank and in the Black Sea region, how can member states determine when such aggression is serious enough to justify a collective response?
Well, obviously, we are not making our adversaries any wiser than they are today when that comes to the specific question. But your question raises a very important issue. And that is the important issue of hybrid threats, the important issue of cyber attacks. And let me again state that I hate that word hybrid because it sounds too cuddly. And it is very serious. These can be assassination attempts, the jamming of commercial airplanes in the Baltic, an attack on the National Health Service in the United Kingdom. So this is very serious, and that is one of the reasons why on the list of discussions for tomorrow, this is a big issue. Hybrid, including, of course, cyber.
All right, the third row, gentleman on the end.
Thank you. My name is Ruslan Ignatovich. I'm journalist, Belsat TV, Poland. Mr. Secretary General, does NATO see a real threat of a possible new Russian invasion from the territory of Belarus during or after so-called Zapad 2025 Russian-Belarusian military exercises into Ukraine or into the Baltic states?
Well, as I said, our alliance is so strong today that if Russia would try something today, they know our reaction will be devastating. So it would be very, very unwise by Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin or his crony in Belarus, in Minsk, to try anything against us. But obviously, we have to be sure that in 3, 5, 7 years from now, we are as strong as we are today. And that is why it is urgent that in this meeting, we will not only decide on the higher defense spending, but because of the changed security situation, we will have to spend more. So that when the call comes for each of our allies to chip in a collective endeavor to defend NATO territory, to defend every inch of NATO territory, that everybody is ready, has not only committed on paper, but also in reality, in terms of what they need to deliver to that collective endeavor. And let's not forget, I think it was in the FT this morning, an article making the difference between an alliance based on I will help you if you get attacked. Of course, that is what NATO will do, Article 5, but NATO is more. We have the plans in place, we have the structures in place, the command and control systems in place to make sure that we can immediately scale what each nation has at its individual level to make sure that they can then deploy that to the collective endeavor when we get attacked. My worry is two things: that if we do not spend more, that's in 3, 5, 7 years from now, we might not be able to do that. And secondly, that with the present level of defense production, which is also part of your deterrence, if we don't ramp that up, that's why this is next to Ukraine and the defense spending, one of the 3 issues at the summit, that our deterrence will not be strong enough. And that is why this ramping up defense spending is such an important subject.
Okay. All right.